I think I did it. We'll see. Am I live right now? YouTube world.
Where'd it go?
Back over here, I think is where I need to go. The camera cannot be accessed because...
Click on YouTube over there.
What is this though? The camera cannot be accessed because you were using another application. What application am I using? Why can't the camera be? That didn't work at all. Not what I should have done. I'm not sure if I'm live or not, guys. It says the camera cannot be accessed. I'm not using... Hopefully I'm live, guys. It looks like I'm live. Does everybody see me? Here we go. Got 2 viewers. If you can see me in the chat, let me know. All right, there I am. Everything's there. Can anybody see me in the chat?
Yeah, it says you're live.
All right. Hey, guys, what's happening? I'm here. I'm live, and I guess we'll get started here in just a second. I appreciate you guys joining me earlier. Hi, Julie. It's nice to see you. Hey, Rose, how you doing? And is that Alan? I can't see that far. Alien.
Huey Alien.
But what's going on, guys? So here's the deal. I first just wanted to thank you guys for coming to the stream. I really quickly wanted to say that this is my wife, Michelle, if you haven't had a chance to meet her. And yeah, there's the wifey. So I just wanted to real quickly give you guys a background so that you know what our story is. So we met actually online in 2002. So in 2002, we had kind of just a blind date type thing. And we've really been in...
Did we figure out it was 2002?
It was 2002.
We had a discrepancy.
So yeah, sometimes remembering dates and stuff doesn't really work. What's happening, Dennis? Good to see you, man. But so basically we met and we've pretty much been inseparable ever since. So just so that you guys know, hey, Sherry, I've been heavy since about 2000, 2001. 2000 is when I hurt my knee. So when I met her, I was 310 pounds. And so we started dating then. So obviously weight wasn't an issue. So I'm sure it's a bit of a change for her to have a skinny guy when for the last, 17 years I haven't been. But we got married in 2006. And so in the process of all of that stuff, I think it's just super important for me to stress how amazing she is because, you know, as a person that was heavy, she definitely stuck by my side and didn't ever pressure me to lose weight. Losing weight was 100% my idea. And she's been supportive all the way on that. So it's amazing to have somebody that is in your corner. So I just wanted to, before I get into talking to her a little bit, I just wanted to thank her in front of all you guys and say how amazing she is. So, you know, I wanted to get that out of the way. Omad Debbie, it's good to see you too. And I'm glad you get to meet the wife. So real fast, guys, I wanted to let her know what she does for a living and give you guys a little background on her, and we'll take it from there. Go ahead.
Hi, guys. So I also teach high school. I'm an art teacher in a different district than we live in, so I kind of have to commute. And I guess that's about it. What else do you want me to talk about?
Oh, well, real quick, we could talk about that for a second. I also want to say hi to Fire Rose. I appreciate all your support. And Natural Crafts, you too. You guys are all Nature Crafts. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to see way over there. But anyways, guys, real quick, she does teach art. And how many years have you been teaching art?
12.
12 years. So when we first met, she was in college and finishing up. And then she started working at a bank and then didn't like that very much and started teaching art. But she also teaches bar yoga. I don't know if you guys are familiar with bar yoga, but she does also teach that. So,
I do.
You know, so that's relatively a new thing. She's been taking yoga for...
Yay, our teacher's the best.
Somebody hollering out for an art teacher over there. Hey, yeah, hey, look, Nat Crafts, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a crafty person. Hey, what's going on, truck driver? It's good to see you, man. So, yeah, no, she is an amazing wife, Dennis. She really is. So,
look,
I
have a good man.
Look, Rose, by the way, she does, what is it?
It's fun.
what is it called that you do? I saw the pictures of where she gets up on those rope things and does all
Oh yeah, it's called air or something.
yeah. So
Aerial yoga, that's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like it's amazing. I don't think she's stepped up that far yet, but
No.
so anyway, so that's kind of what her background is. She's really into nails. If you guys ever need nail advice, she paints her own lovely nails and does all kinds of fancy stuff with them. And you can stalk her on my Facebook too and see all of her old nail stuff she used to post. And she does these Color Street nails now. So anyways, if you got any questions about that, you can definitely hit her up with that. But I want you guys to start thinking if you have any questions for her about us or about how my weight's been or how life has changed throughout all that, and then her fasting journey. So that's where I'm going to start. We're going to ask her how she got into fasting and what her fasting situation
Hot
is.
yoga is hot. That's definitely true. The studio that I go to is hot yoga and bar. So yeah, I was gonna go tonight, but it's too hot. It's like 92 degrees outside. I can't do hot yoga and hot. Yeah. Charlie, what's up, Charlie?
Our boy Charlie's on. Hey, Charlie, what's happening? So Charlie used to wrestle for me, and did he ever take a class?
Yeah, I taught him.
So she had him in her classroom too. That's kind of cool. Charlie, it's good to see you, man. But yoga, I've never taken a yoga class. She tries to get me to go to Zen yoga. Is that what it's called?
Yin yoga.
Yin yoga, yin yoga. So should I take some yin yoga? You guys can let us know over here.
Yes, yes you should.
So, well, I've got nothing against yoga. I think it's amazing. I mean, I personally, I think yoga, if I had a better knee, it would be something that I'm really into because I like
That's why
meditation.
yin, you just you lay. You're on
I'm
the
into
ground.
that. I'm into laying.
So you don't need to do much.
Definitely into that.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely some good stuff. But so tell them how you got started fasting.
I got started fasting, and I blame him because he started doing it. So then I've always been supportive. We tried different things for a while. Well, like after, okay, so we got married. I got pregnant with our first, and I gained a lot of weight with our first. Had the baby. Had the other one 2 years after that. And so in between, I sort of kind of got back to my like pre-pregnancy weight. I didn't gain as much weight with the second one. And then got back, relatively okay. And then after that, they're 8 and 7. So then it just started sort of going up. So the weight, just kind of kept coming on. And as I'm getting older, it's just, I wasn't really changing much of my lifestyle. And we tried, like there was a website, Eat Better America. So we would try to do different things like that. And we tried, what's the app that MyFitnessPal?
Yeah,
we try that. So we tried that, like counting calories and all that kind of stuff. So it was just sort of like, I started wearing more dresses and skirts because my pants were getting tighter and all that kind of stuff. So then he started doing the intermittent fasting. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that because I've always been the kind of person wherever I don't eat, I get dizzy and I get nauseous. And so I was like, I don't know if I can go without eating. But I also get up so early. I was getting up, I have to get up at 5:45 and then leave by 6 to make it to school on time. So I was eating before I left, and then I was hungry again by like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And so then I would have to eat again, and then lunchtime was later. So it's just kind of, one of those things. And so I was like, well, maybe I can like cut out the breakfast part and just eat lunch. And then that's kind of where I started also. I would just cut out the breakfast. I started doing like the bulletproof coffee with the ghee butter and coconut oil, and that kind of helped. And then I just slowly kind of increased the window. And so now I don't eat it all during the day when I'm at school. Part of it is because I'm busy doing stuff. And then, so now I eat from like 3 to like 4:30 or 5 before I go to yoga, and then not again until later.
Now, I do want to ask for something because I think it's going to be helpful for you guys. But I do want to also take a minute to say, guys, there's 17 of people that I love dearly on right now. And I'd love for you guys to hit that like button because there's only 2 likes and it makes me a little sad. So if you could hit that like button for me, I'd appreciate it. That way, when we get into the replays, it picks up a little bit and gets out there a little bit to other people. The more people that watch, the more I can do. But one quick thing I wanted to say that I think is interesting is the weight loss. A lot of women will say in their first few weeks, well, I didn't see the scale moving. So I wanted to ask her how long it was before she started to see the scale moving, and whether it was more sizes or scale at first, and kind of where that was at. So
it was definitely more size. I mean, I never was a person that really weighed myself. I've always been kind of a fittish person. Like, I was active in sports when I was in school. I did, all sorts of stuff. So I never have really weighed myself frequently. So I generally know kind of what I started at when we first started doing this, but it was more of like my pants started being looser and my clothes started fitting. I had to get new pants because my pants didn't fit anymore. And so I've had to go through, and buy new clothes because now my pants don't fit. And it's different. I could tell in different areas that are getting smaller, like my thighs, and maybe not like my belly, but like my waist and things like that. So
I got another point on that, but I wanted to say I saw on the chat, Dennis, you were saying you got dizzy in the beginning.
No, truck driver and Dennis couldn't sleep.
Yeah, couldn't sleep. That's the one that I wanted to talk about real quick, because that's actually one of the side effects of intermittent fasting is it increases your energy. So in the very beginning, it's very difficult if you're not doing enough moving. You need to move more often, and then your sleep kind of kicks back, and you're able to get back sleeping. So I think that that is something.
I guess I do sort of. Is it warrior?
Yeah,
intermittent fast. It's still like one meal a day, kind of, I guess, but it's a little bit longer of a window.
A 4-hour window is generally a warrior diet. So I always say she's more like a 21 hour fast and a 3-hour window. So she's kind of in between warrior.
But I do like occasionally there will be days like yesterday. I had a bunch of stuff to do after school, so I ended up eating at 3:30, and then I didn't eat again until today at 2:00. So it was almost a 24-hour fast. And then the other time I didn't even have dinner at all because we had to do something, and I didn't even come home. I was staying after school, I think, and then I had an interview, and then something else happened. And so I didn't eat at all that day. And then I ate breakfast the next morning because I was going on a field trip with our oldest. And so I was like, I need to eat something before we're gone all day again. I don't think I could go like a full 48 hours.
Wanted to say hi to Rosemary too. Thanks for joining us. The longest, to answer your question, Rose, the longest I think she's done is 36 hours on a fast. So, and she was going to try to pull that all the way to that night, but she wasn't.
We were going on a field trip. Yeah, so I was like, I can't go on a field trip all day and be like on a bus and walking around. And I mean, I probably could have, but I didn't feel well enough to do that.
So 36 is the longest. The longest I've ever done is 72. I just always kind of felt like after 72, from what I've heard, I don't, I'm not a doctor, but from what I've heard, after 72, your autophagy benefits start to slow down. So for me, 72 hours is kind of where I felt like going past that, I didn't see a whole lot of point in. But I do think that throwing in a 48-hour fast once a week while you're still heavy is a really smart thing. I just did a video about that. I really stand by and think that that's a really good thing to do. So Debbie, she does, I guess, in between IF and OMAD. I would call it a warrior diet more than OMAD, but another problem she can explain, but I think getting all the calories in a 1-hour window is difficult for her. So is that how you feel?
Yeah. So that's why I kind of stretch it out a little bit more. I'll have something when I eat, or when I come home, I'll eat like a little something, usually like an avocado and like some pretzels or something, and then eat more like the meal. I just don't eat a lot in general, like in one sitting. So I just don't feel like I have enough of the calories.
Debbie, to what you just said is definitely true. I was in the beginning, she wasn't interested, but I think I started seeing results immediately. And I think she saw that and was like, well, I could give it a shot. But she's always been supportive, even if I were to have done it and she wasn't interested, I don't think she would have ever been like, don't do it. If I'm trying to be healthier, she's going to be supportive of that. So, but yeah, it does make things easier. I will say the one challenging thing is both of our boys, which are playing PlayStation right now, so they're in heaven. Both of our boys will occasionally say they want to fast now, and it's not a good idea to have young kids fast. So that's kind of a little bit on the sketchy side, where we're trying to tell them, no, you have to eat, because your body's either growing or it's not in height. And once it stops growing in height, fasting's okay, but you want to make sure you're getting everything in perfect when you're a little guy. So that makes me a little bit nervous.
You find yourself wanting to eat more after a longer fasted day?
Me personally, to be honest with you, probably. I'm not gonna fully, deceive you on that. I don't think it's like overwhelming, but I think that when I have fasted for a while, I know I'm ready to eat. When that 48 hours is up, I feel like I probably eat a little bit more than I normally would. I definitely enjoy that meal more. That's for sure. We got any more over here? Like 2 minutes sometimes. Yeah. Well, Dennis, on that thought too, there are a lot of people I know. I'm trying to think of what his name is right now. He's a more popular YouTube guy that's younger. Slim. I can't remember his name right now, but he's been doing it for a long time. And one of his things is you shouldn't do OMAD every single day. That you should probably take a day or two off a week from OMAD. I personally just feel like OMAD for me, it's everything I want to do. So I don't see myself shying away from it, but I think it's fine to go OMAD and then switch off and go to 2 meals once a week or twice a week, to kind of let your metabolism know that you're still in the game a little bit there.
Yeah, our youngest is he's funny because he will regulate himself, but then he gets like sick the next day if he doesn't eat, and then like had jujitsu or something like that. If he doesn't eat dinner and then goes to practice or something like that, he'll be like nauseous the next day. So we always are trying to like make him eat a little bit more, but he does do a good job. Like he'll crush like a cheeseburger and fries at dinner, and then like pizza the next day, and then he might not eat breakfast the day after that because he's still burning that. But he's like super tiny, so he needs to get anything he can.
Yeah, Dennis, we actually got 2 kids, 2 boys. They are 8 and 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to remember that because it seems like they're 2 and 4, but kids grow up quick. But I 100% did it for the 3 of them. I mean, I guess you could come up with the term that I was fat and happy. So having kids is amazing. There's no doubt about that. Your son teased you a lot.
They still tease you.
Yeah, my son teased me about everything. Actually, what's funny now is both my kids are saying that I am too skinny. And I'm like, what? And they're like, we miss running into your gut and we miss jumping on you. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to be skinny so that, when you're older, you're going to appreciate the fact that I'm still here and I still exist.
Doesn't work out so much anymore.
But yeah, my kids are funny. You both have enough body fat that you won't die. Oh yeah, hey,
kids.
Debbie, that's exactly the YouTuber that I was talking about. Good job on that. You pulled that out. I could not remember. I was like Land, and I was yeah, but he's he suggests. I think he says something like do it 4 to 5 times a week. Remember Kayla Cox from 6 Miles to Supper takes off Sundays, and she has a full day of eating. She doesn't overeat on Sundays, but she has a full day of eating on Sundays. Just so that her, it fits her and gives her kind of a reward for sticking to it. But for me, OMAD's become second nature. I don't even need a reward.
I don't watch my carbs now. That's a non-issue for me. Do you watch your carbs?
No, neither one of us do, Debbie. And I know you do keto. More power to you. I think keto is amazing stuff. You people are.
I do eat more fruits and veggies than you do, but other than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless it's in a smoothie.
In real, she eats much better than I do in general. I mean, just yeah, I haven't eaten at a fast food restaurant since my kid was 1. She still does eat at Chick-fil-A, but that's it. She doesn't do Wendy's or McDonald's or Taco Bell or any of that stuff. She just eats Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is my one addiction, I guess. And Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't know much, and I did tell you, Dennis, today that I don't know much about the diabetes and fasting, but I will look into it because I think a lot of people I have type 2. Do you have type 2 or type 1 diabetes? That's another question there, but I think a lot of people that do fasting have type 2, and type 2 diabetes and
Yeah,
fasting.
smoothies are delicious.
I would like to figure that out. Amen. Smoothies are delicious.
Yeah, McDonald's, I don't know if it could really be called food. Realistically, Chick-fil-A probably not either, but
Crafts, I hear you on the McDonald's, man. You know why I stopped eating fast food was I ate McDonald's. I was going up after a wrestling practice
bye,
to
Fire Rose. Thanks for coming.
thank you, Fire Rose. I went up to Roanoke to visit my mom, and I stopped to get fast food because my wife and kids were already up there. I think it was only my son, and and I got sick, and I was like, why did I just eat that food? It was bad when I put it in my mouth, and it got me sick, and I was done with fast food after that. But okay, so type 2 diabetes. Yeah, I'll definitely do the research. I'll definitely figure it out and try to give you some leeway into that. So try. Your husband's too cheap. Well, fast food's expensive. I'll tell you what, but OMAD saves money. I know that much. Hey, while I'm thinking of it too, a lot of you guys, you're interested in what I eat for a day or what maybe we eat for a day. I was thinking about maybe doing one of those a week. If that's something you guys want, let me know. Tell me in the comments. Say, hey, we want to do more of those because I feel like that could be helpful, but I also feel like they're a little boring. So I don't know if you're not bored by them though, and it's something you guys want. I can do what I eat for a day, but what we use is Blue Apron, and it's not like a sponsored thing. It's just something that we do, and we probably order probably two Blue Aprons a week, and then we have a couple of standard meals that we fit in there. And those Blue Apron meals are great because they're pretty healthy and they're good to go. And if you're doing keto, I think Green Chef will deliver to your house keto meals, so you can check into that. I think not having to think about it a couple of times a week is helpful. I don't know what you think.
Yep. Movie theater snacks. When I say movie theater snacks, we like popcorn.
Yeah, movie theater snacks is a problem. There's no doubt about that. I have always eaten popcorn at the movies, and
Tortilla chips.
I love movie
But
theater
yeah,
popcorn.
carbs. I mean, I'd like to sort of try to definitely decrease the sugar and stuff, and carbs probably with that too. But yeah, sometimes the carbs can make you feel bloated and sluggish afterwards, especially if you haven't been eating. And if you break your fast with that, it'll probably make you feel worse.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I may end up giving up movie theater popcorn. I don't know. Every time I eat it, I feel sick, but it is so delicious. But if I do eat it, I do eat it in the window that I'm at. So I will adjust. Like let's say her and I are going out on a date at noon. I will adjust my window to noon so I can fit a little movie theater popcorn in it. But I'm kind of getting over it, to be honest with you. I was so proud. I had to take my boys to Golden Corral last night because I promised them and the end of Boy Scouts and whatever else. And at Golden Corral, I left not feeling sick. So I was able to stop myself before I overdid it, which I generally just at a place like Golden Corral, I can't help but overdo it. So, I knew that was going to happen. That's why I ate the meal before. It was pretty light, but I still felt like I got out of that okay. So I cannot stand that feeling when you've overeaten it. It's even worse now that you do OMAD because I think you overeat. Um, I don't overeat as much, but I think my stomach is smaller. So when I do overeat, it's devastating. So I don't want anything to do with that. Let's see, what else do we got going on in the chats? Peeps.
Tortilla chips.
We all love tortilla chips.
They don't.
They don't.
No.
Well, most of the people are anti-carb peeps, man, and I
Yeah.
respect them. That you guys are amazing. So,
Love me some tortilla chips. White sauce, cheese sauce.
you don't put like the salt on the popcorn and the tortilla chips. If you guys got any questions for her, definitely drop them. We appreciate it. I got while you're thinking about questions or comments to talk about real quick, I got something to tell you guys about. I teased it in the last video, but I got a collaboration going, and so what I'm going to do is I'm bringing you guys amazing benefits of um, of fasting video, But what I did was I reached out to other YouTubers, and there's a few more that actually are on this chat if you guys want to send me a video too. And I'm taking a 1.5-minute clip of those benefits that they received that they didn't even know they were going to receive. So it's not just like I lost weight and I feel great. It's like things like for me,
didn't you do a
sleep apnea. Yeah,
Nurse Eric.
Nurse Eric is actually going to be in that collaboration. Reggie's going to be in the collaboration. Kayla Cox is in the collaboration. The fasting pharmacist, which may pop in here in a minute, is going to be in the collaboration. So we've got so many good people. I know I'm leaving other people out.
Yeah, rice is one of those things that just you just eat and eat.
And the fasting fat man makes a return in that. So guys, make sure you stay tuned to that collaboration. And but yeah, rice is definitely something that you can do. I don't know, you keto people can tell me, brown rice, is that okay for you?
They're saying that they eat like they just keep eating like tortilla chips, like they just eat.
Oh yeah.
Full like rice, oatmeal, like the same, like it's just empty carbs.
For sure, and that's why like if when I was a kid, I could sit down with a bag of Doritos and crush an entire bag of Doritos. And now if I'm gonna eat a Doritos, I got to either get a bowl and put them in a bowl to begin with, or eat them in a little bag or something, because I'm gonna overdo it every single time because you just never fill up on it. You can eat it. I think you can eat a bag of Doritos for the rest of time. I don't know. That's just the way that I feel about it. But my trigger foods, I think that my top of my list is probably movie theater popcorn. I love it. I also enjoy lately ice cream. I didn't like ice cream as much. Not that I never disliked ice cream, but I didn't think about ice cream much. But lately, I think about ice cream too much. So that would be something that I struggle with a little bit.
Yeah, I've enjoyed seeing him like kind of get a second life, I guess. Whereas before he would come home, he'd always have to like lay down and take a nap. And so he'd be gone for, a couple hours after school or an hour or two. And now, if the boys will be like, well, where's daddy? And he's like, well, he's walking, or whatever. And so it's helped a lot as far as, him being more active and being able to be more active, because it was always kind of like, oh, well, he hurt his knee, so he has limited mobility. And it was just sort of, that was it. So now that doesn't really affect him as much. And it's nice to see.
Yeah, I'm super excited about being able to.
Yeah, I still like him a little bit, I guess.
The funny thing
it is weird though, because his head size didn't get any smaller, just his like cheeks, but his head is still massive. So that's the same.
I don't know how many of you are my Facebook friends, but I posted a picture of this.
Did you see that picture? Like, I can't unsee it now because your head is literally like, it stops. My chin stops at like your mouth. It's ridiculous.
I posted this lovely picture of us for this live to promote it. And her comment on the thing was, oh my God, look at the size of your head. I'm like,
I can't unsee it though. Maybe it's the beard too. It could be the beard. It sticks down a little bit farther.
I guess it's a good thing I have a thick chin, no pun intended, right? No, I do got a massive head, And actually on Reddit, when I posted my before and after pictures, like at least it went up one time. It went up like 6,000 or something on Reddit. I don't even know what that means, but it was the trending topic, my before and after picture. And I'd say at least 10% of the comments were, you might have lost weight, but you didn't lose your head. I was like, dang, people, you got to hit me with the hate. You know what I'm saying? I can't control my head size.
No, that's facts. That's not hate. That's facts.
Okay, it's facts.
It's facts.
I accept it. I'd rather have a big head than a big gut. So I guess it's the right way to go. And I had a big gut for a lot of years. So it is.
But as far and like other things too, like he used to snore really bad, like super bad. Like even went to a sleep clinic, got diagnosed. Did you get diagnosed with sleep apnea? Yeah, like was gonna be put on like the sleep machine and like all that stuff, and it's completely gone away. Like he would literally wake me up at night, and I'd have to like kick him or like tap him and be like, you're snoring, and he'd roll over. Like he could not sleep on his back without snoring. And now it's like, totally cured. Like it doesn't, like I don't even hear him anymore. It's not even an issue.
Hey Aaron, it's good to see you, man. My keto, my redneck keto. It's good to see you, my friend. But yeah, no, you are right about thick skin and Reddit. I'll tell you what, man, those Reddit people will hammer you. I posted a quote on Confucius today, and a guy wrote back and was like, "Your quote's completely wrong. This was his quote." And then I looked that up, and he actually did both quotes. They were very similar, but they were different. But man, they will hammer you on Reddit in a nanosecond. But all in good fun. A lot of my subscribers are from Reddit, so I think it's okay. Think what's a phase?
You're OMAD. The intermittent fasting. Yeah, I think I probably did because we had tried other things before. But I was willing to try it and of course, support him if he wanted to do it. So, but I think that there was sort of a mental shift and it became, his now lifestyle. So, but I think that his personality is kind of like a all-in sort of thing. And I think that this is something he can do all in because it's just one meal a day. So he doesn't have to worry about like the overeating part of it. Because with diets, it's just hard to be consistent with that and counting calories and doing all that stuff. It's kind of exhausting. So, yeah, I don't think it's a phase, and I'll probably do it. The same. Although the summer is going to be a little bit harder because I know when I'm at school, it's much easier for me to not think about eating because I'm not hungry because I'm doing stuff all day. But on the weekends, I definitely feel like I'm bored, so I'll eat something. But so summer is going to be a little bit harder, I think.
Well, let me answer you, Dennis, real quick. I did get diagnosed with sleep apnea, and they subscribed to CPAP, but I never went back to get the CPAP filled because I was completely embarrassed. I mean, I'm just being honest. I was like, well, this is my fault, and I'll just sleep terrible. And I wasn't in the right mindset to understand how important sleep even really is. And so I completely handled that wrong. But since losing the weight, I sleep, besides last night. Last night I was having some issues sleeping, but that was just, because I stayed up. I mean, I got to sleep in a little bit, not going to work. And then I had to get up for work today. So that was a nightmare. But for the most part, I'm solid in my sleep for the first time, in 20 years. So the sleep apnea has been completely turned around and back to the eating, that way, and whether it was a fad or a phase or whatever. Now I don't think there's any doubt. Do you think there's any doubt that I'm going to ever stop doing it?
No.
Yeah, I don't
Because
see
it's
it.
easy to do. I mean, you just don't eat as much. Like that's the gist of it. And so it's like you just don't eat as much as you used to.
One other cool thing, my dad just texted me yesterday, and he got his blood work back from the doctor, and he left. He started doing OMAD in January. He started intermittent fasting probably around Thanksgiving, and he's down from 191 pounds to 157 pounds, and he left the army. I think he said, geez, what was it, 50 years ago? He left the army 50 years ago at 157 pounds. So my dad is now weighing what he left from the army 50 years ago, and his cholesterol was perfect, his blood pressure was perfect, his all of his markers were exactly where they needed to be for the first time in his adult life. So he's 70. Is he 72? Turning 73? Do you know?
Yeah.
I think he's turning 73 in a month. And he might have just added, many, many years to his life. So that's exciting. I know some of you pay attention to my pops. He doesn't comment, but he does watch the videos. I wouldn't be surprised if he's watching now. He especially loves her. I think my dad loves her more than he loves me. It's a fact.
That's fact.
I wouldn't be surprised if her mom's watching too, but
yeah,
I don't know. She would say something about, let's see, what else we got going on.
Still working on it. Couples counseling, yeah.
Do what?
We should be couples counselors. We're supportive of each other. We know how to make it work.
Couples counseling.
I don't claim to tell other people how to make it work though, but we figured it out, I guess, for us.
I think it's simple. If you're best friends, it's going to work out, and that's just the way it is. I mean, we laugh together, we play games together, we do things together, we enjoy each other. So
we balance each other very well.
That's very true.
I could be the, I guess, more high strung of the two of us, but
I love you to death, but the more angry one right here. But you know,
You have your moments.
when I get angry, I get angry. But I let things roll a lot easier than this one. But that's okay. You know, still love her to death.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get up to it. As far as, you know, the one meal a day or whatever. And I didn't think I'd ever be able to do it. And I actually honestly didn't even think that I used to drink coffee and I would get coffee in the morning or whatever. And I never thought I would be able to drink black coffee. I thought that was just gross, but now it's fine.
yeah, that's funny because a lot of people say that too, guys. They'll say like, well, the first thing they'll say is I can't get rid of my coffee, or I have to have sugar in my coffee, or creamer, at least creamer in my coffee. And I'm like, well, first of all, you don't have to do anything, but start out, take it slow. If you need to do that, it's fine. I mean, she was doing the fat coffee, you know, the bulletproof coffee stuff. And then one day she just stopped. And so it's just one of those things where, you know, whatever you got to do to get going.
Black coffee? I've never had iced black coffee.
Iced black coffee. Never
I'll
even
have to
heard of
try
that.
iced black coffee. Well, it's just iced coffee, but it's black with no like cream and sugar, probably.
Huh. She is a big fan of iced coffee. There's no doubt about that. When her window opens up every once in a while, like if we're walking or doing something, she'll grab up a iced coffee. But gamer, well, yeah, I'll have to sneak her one of these the next time we go walking.
What?
Sneak her you a black iced coffee and see if you like it. Just being in deficit, yeah. So Aaron, you're doing too mad right now. I thought you were on a fast. Did you stop the fast? I thought you were on like a 4-day fast or something crazy. What?
He's a unicorn blood.
Iced
coffee.
Unicorn blood, man. Unicorns are the best. Coffee is like cocaine.
See, I can take it or leave it. Like I definitely don't need it in the morning. In the morning, I'm much more awake. I guess because I have to drive to school, so that gives me a little bit of time to wake up. But in the afternoon is when I sort of crash and I feel like I need caffeine. So, but I mean, I can take it or leave it coffee wise. Like we have a coffee pot, but I just don't use it. And then over the summer I get out of it. So, you never really drink coffee, but you drink soda.
No, I used to hit those coffees up when I was a little kid, like 14 years old. But this is my crack cocaine right here. So, anyways, no, but I used to go to. I am a complete dork. Always have been a dork. But I used to go to get coffee when I was like 14 years old, man. Me and my friends would walk up to the coffee shop and we'd pound like 9 coffees. I'd fill up like half a cup of sugar. But yeah, I haven't drinking coffee as an adult. I don't really drink alcohol either. I haven't drank alcohol since my friend got married the first time. So he's been married twice. So that's a long time. That's been what?
Frankie was born. Any in Vegas?
Oh, I do drink a little when I'm gambling in Vegas, but I don't gamble much.
You got married in Vegas again.
I didn't drink that whole trip.
Really?
Drinking's just
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
That's the other thing. Neither of us drink. So people, you know, who like a beer or a glass of wine or whatever, it's more difficult, I guess, to fit that into a window if you're doing OMAD or intermittent fasting because you'd have to do it in your window time.
Yeah, I think too, you know, somebody one time said that they really like to drink it, but only on the weekends and like to go out. And I was like, shift your weekend window so that you're eating at like 8 o'clock at night, and then you can drink through, you know, till last call still, and you can just go to an 8-hour window that one day. So I think there's always a way to.
Congratulations on your 12 years. That's awesome.
12 years of what?
Sober.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Man, me too. It ain't been 12, but I think Frankie was 1.
Probably
1 years old. He's 8 now. So that was the last time I got drunk. And I mean, I think I was a major drinker before I met her. I'll just say that. I went out every weekend and drank. I chased women. I did all that good stuff. And so when I was 24 years old, probably from 16 to 24, I drank like a fish. When I met her, she didn't drink. And so why do I have to? I found the woman I wanted. I didn't need to go to the bar anymore.
Yeah, we had that problem too. Like we just got Chinese food and pizza for dinner, and we have leftovers, and we're kind of like, well, nobody's gonna eat the leftovers.
Yeah, on that topic, I used to eat every leftover. Like, so she would fix Mexican, we'd have leftover taco meat, and the next day I would eat tacos for lunch. And that's just the way we always worked. And no matter what the leftovers were, I attacked them. And now we end up throwing leftovers away. So we really need like a leftover person to come by and just eat our leftovers, or maybe make a day for leftovers. That's something we've talked about, but we haven't really ever incorporated. But you know, it is what it is. I guess you save so much money when you're fasting that
And time, you don't have to make lunches and
yeah.
breakfast and
I don't know about you guys, but that time, man, that's just crucial. Being able to walk instead of eat is just an amazing thing. I'll trade walking for eating any day of the week. I kind of wanted to. I didn't say anything to her, but on the last day of school this year, I am 18 miles away from my house. I think I kind of want to walk home. I kind of want to get
buy a
dropped
truck
off in the
driving
morning
gamer.
and just walk home. See if I can do it.
Freezing pizza.
But freezing pizza.
Never tried freezing pizza.
Me neither.
Oh, hey, there's my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey, we were just talking about you, Mimi. I just said I wouldn't doubt if Mimi was watching, but didn't know how to chat. But I'm glad you got on, Mimi. You'll have to watch the replay. We had a lot of good stuff, and your daughter looks wonderful on camera, doesn't she? That's why everybody's here. They're not in here for me. They're in here for her. So
Yeah,
I got to keep that in mind. You know, trying to catch up.
yeah, we freeze veggies and we freeze fruit a lot to make smoothies later because that's the only way he'll eat vegetables is in a smoothie, like carrots and broccoli and stuff. So if it's frozen, it helps the smoothie.
How do you pronounce that?
Moscow frog liver,
No, the one above it.
oni.
Oni. That's what I thought. I used to have an aunt named Oni. Isn't that kind of interesting? But hi to you too, Oni. Nice for you to join us today. Debbie said hi to your mom. Debbie's great. By the way, guys, let me shout out to Debbie. Can you put in the chat the name of your Facebook group for anybody that wants to join it? I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I did join Debbie's Facebook group, and they're an amazing group of people that are really supportive and really nice, and she's trying to grow it. And so,
Goonie, no G. So.
Oh, okay. All right, I got it. Uni. Thank you for pronouncing that for me. Next time I'll get it right in the chat. But Debbie's Facebook group's a bunch of good people, and also Nurse Eric's. If you haven't joined Fast Club, matter of fact, Debbie, if you haven't joined Fast Club, head over there and join Eric's group because he's awesome. So it's Debbie Obed's the name of the Facebook group. I thought it was. What else did you put on there? There's something else about together, and she's got the coolest picture. It's of a big heart, but it's made out of what looked like a natural bridge or some kind of cave. It was a really beautiful picture of her group. But those people are good people, and Debbie's good if you haven't been over to her channel. Also, my redneck keto Omed, get over there and support him too, guys. Those guys are good people. Definitely worth your time for sure. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a tag in it. We will do this together. Yeah, there you go. And like I said, I mean, I just joined and they opened me with open arms. So it's a supportive group. When looking at Facebook, those are two groups that I know are positive. I don't want to join any groups that aren't positive. And one more time, guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button for me.
Third week down, 16.8, getting used to it now. Yeah, it doesn't take long to get used to it. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but then once you're used to it, it's kind of just something that you do. I did 16.8 for a while.
What's funny is I think I did too. I think what happens in 16.8
you just stop getting hungry.
You stop getting hungry. And
yeah.
It's not early. It takes time. You get used to it, but then you just start moving and your window is supposed to open, let's say 10 o'clock in the morning, and 10 gets there and you're like, what? You kind of have to force yourself to eat. And you're like, why am I forcing
realize you don't
myself?
have to eat. You don't have to force yourself to eat just because it's like breakfast time or lunchtime. You're like, I don't really need to eat right now. I don't need to. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, so I think
then you can stretch your window a little bit longer.
I think all of us go through a little bit of that, and I think you'll get going.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're not even getting hungry till 2 or 3, and you'll keep adjusting. The only thing is like in her situation, you got to make sure that you can fit you don't want to be, the one thing you don't want to do with OMAD, and I've seen people do this. I saw somebody saying, yeah, I'm doing OMAD and I'm only eating 600 calories a day. And I'm like, well, if you're only eating 600 calories a day, what you're ultimately going to do is you're going to slow your metabolism down. And then if you ever top off of OMAD, you're going to put yourself in trouble. Hey guys, shout out to my Uncle Tom over here, Tom Wyatt in the chat. This guy also.
Yeah, how much weight has he lost?
We're going to ask him.
I guess he can find. He can.
We're going to ask him.
His 2 cents.
We're going to ask Tom in 1 second. But Tom, I just wanted to say I had knee surgery this time last year, and he came and visited me. And he said, "You've lost so much weight. What's going on?" And I told him about it. This man went home and started fasting the next day. And he's 60 something. I'm not exactly sure, Tom, 15 pounds. How old are you? He said he's putting on 34s now, 34-inch waist. And I believe his blood work, he can tell you about it also, but I think his LDLs went way down. He's killing it. So, yeah, Uncle T-Dub, that's who he is right there, Uncle T-Dub, man. I mean, what an amazing story. He is 68 years old, and added some years to his life. So 32-inch waist. Yeah, look at you, Tom, man. I'm proud of you, man. I really am. And thanks for joining us. I appreciate you hopping in here. So, it's never too late to get your health back, guys. And not that I'm saying he was unhealthy, but I know he's got a little bit more health. So that's the good thing. My man Lloyd got in. What's going on, Lloyd? Man, Lloyd is 62 pounds. Is that where you're at, Lloyd?
Yep, been 4 months.
Wow, Lloyd, you are crushing it. Lloyd's mom hit me up the other day to say thank you because she said you watch my videos, Lloyd, and she just she said that she's so proud of you and just wanted to let me know how well you're doing, and that warms my heart too, man, to know that Lloyd's watching me. I got your back, Lloyd. Whatever you need, let me know, man. Look, LDL's dropped off the chart, Tom. Hey, I mentioned it earlier, Tom, but your brother, my dad, it had all his blood work. You should give him a call, and he's at 32-inch waist too. So both brothers are killing it, guys. Which is just amazing and nice to do. How do you say, Bella? Mm-hmm. Bella, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. 19 is that 19 pounds, Bella? 19 pounds is awesome too.
Might be.
Yeah.
Redneck Keto says 36.
Hey, look, Redneck Keto, what were you when you started though? He's already lost a bunch of weight, and shout out because Redneck Keto did some wrestling too, so he's my homie. Aaron wrestled in high school.
I gotta go. My hookers are waiting for me. Actually, it's funny because my mom crochets, and that's what I thought of when I read that, and not the other type because of nature crafts. So
that's what she's talking about.
I know, but it's funny. She had to specify.
if Joanne is watching, Joanne feels right back in there with her. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Tom's the better looking one, but you know what, Tom, you got nothing on her. So what can we say? You can't be the most attractive one in the family.
320 pounds on 235 right now.
Wow, you are so close to 100 pounds, man. When you do 100 pounds, we got to do a collab, man. I got to bring you on the channel and interview you about your story, Now, the one thing we do got to get you doing, though, Aaron, is we got to get you off those cigarettes. That's the next thing on. That's the thing I'm going to attack you next on. We got to get that under control. But you're killing everything else, man. I'm so proud of you. You're crushing it. It's Stephen.
I think when people see that it's working and it's something that they can do, and then when you sort of describe the philosophy behind it and the fact that your body is using its own fat for fuel instead of food, then it kind of makes sense to people, and then they try to, then they can try it for themselves. But if you just kind of say, oh, well, I'm not eating as much as I used to, they're like, oh, whatever. But if you actually explain it to them, I've explained it to a couple people at school who have followed, you and some of my friends that are like, oh, what's he doing? And I'm like, I just explain it and say, well, we're not really designed to eat all the time. Our body needs time to actually burn what we have. And if we just are constantly putting food in our mouths, it doesn't have any time to do that. And so by giving it a little bit of a window of time, even if it's while you're sleeping, it's effective. And I think people see that. And so they decide they want to do it too.
Can you pronounce that one for me?
Samaras.
Samaras. I appreciate you. And yeah, your comment she was just talking about. One thing I want to make sure everybody understands, because I'm not sure this goes over in my videos, but I was 310 pounds at 5'9", and I could barely walk. My knee was 2 knee replacements, really 3, 9 total knee surgeries. I was in constant pain every day. And everyone in my family knew that. My kids knew that. My parents know that. Her parents know that. Everybody, her parents actually fasted too. So all these people knew that. And when you see my success, you can't deny it. So I think that the people around me really start to understand what positives can happen. And so, I think that is where we go with that. I think that, it is a family effort, but I think that as you have success, people around you will start doing it. I think Lloyd, yeah, is a good example, losing weight. People around him are going to start seeing that weight coming off of him. Same thing. I know Aaron always talks about his wife not being into it. At some point, she's not going to be able to deny it. And you start to realize that people do have success. And I think it's easy to hop on. All the people that say that intermittent fasting doesn't work and it's bro science and all that stuff, they didn't meet me. So I think if you've been around me, you kind of see. And that's why I wanted to start the channel. I wanted to share how far I've come, and not that much effort. The effort's grown as I went, but in the beginning, I lost tons of weight, 80 pounds before I ever even did anything different. So I think, I think it's a powerful thing. Let me see here. Probably more mainstream, blessed, be such a huge part of life. I don't know if it's ever going to be more mainstream, Debbie. I think that it's gaining momentum, but I think that it's hard for doctors and big pharmacy to get behind it because they're not making money off of it. And maybe we'll have a shift in people's attitudes as we move forward. I know it's becoming a more liberal world and sharing money and sharing things and ideas, and maybe it'll get to a point where people are like open-minded to where money doesn't drive everything. But I'm not sure that as long as money is the thing, nobody's making any money off of it. So I think it's hard to put in front of everybody's face. You're thinking about getting a bike. Her brother and her dad are big in biking. And I guess my sister-in-law, they bike everywhere. They love biking. I'll tell you a funny story. I can't even ride a bike. I never learned. And now I'm my knee still, although it's better, I can't bend it, so I couldn't ride a bike even if I wanted to. But ironically, I just told 22 people live that I can't ride a bike, and I'm 40 years old. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Do what?
You just noticed he's losing fat from his arms.
Who did?
Definition.
Which one?
Redneck keto.
Oh yeah, his goal is to lose 100. Yeah, no. One thing, that I have a little bit of still loose skin in my arms, so I would like to buffen them up a little bit so that some of the skin gets filled with a little more muscle, because that's one of the places where my skin is not at its best. But,
yeah, people do complicate things.
It is very simple. Yeah, you're right. And people do overcomplicate eating, including myself, Do what?
Yeah, you wrestle. Not everybody can wrestle. And you walk.
And you know what? I guess that's true. And my boys are getting into jiu-jitsu. I don't know if any of you guys know anything about jiu-jitsu, but they're loving that. And jiu-jitsu is very similar to wrestling. So they come home and I'm showing them stuff, and they're like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "I'm a wrestling coach. I've been around the sport of wrestling since I was 6 years old." So there's one thing I know, it's wrestling. Second thing is OMAD. No mistaking with the money, however.
No one makes money, however, a practitioner of fasting actually saves money. Yep.
No, you're right about that. And that's one of the benefits nobody really ever talks about. And I know you got a channel, you should talk about it. You should talk about how much money you save as a major benefit to OMAD. It's just an amazing, I think it's a thing that I enjoy. I enjoy the time and the money. And ironically, I tell you guys that I exercise where I used to eat, but I also sleep less total hours. So I think I can function so much easier on a whole lot less sleep than I could have, a year and a half ago. But what an amazing turnout you guys did for this. I mean, we kept probably 18 strong this whole time. Please drop questions real quick because I don't want to keep you more than another 5 minutes or so.
Do you think you
So
should do OMAD forever?
I'll let her answer whether she does OMAD, and then I'll answer your.
I sort of do OMAD. I do, I guess, Warrior. So I eat like starting when I get home from school, like at 2:30 or 3. And then typically we have dinner. We eat early because then we go do other things. Like with the boys, they have Boy Scouts or jujitsu or whatever. So we eat before all that because then we put them to bed relatively early for that. So I guess it's one meal a day, but it's a little bit more extended than yours.
Yeah, I think what I say she does is 21 and 3 is probably her spread. And on the weekends, she does normally sometimes eat, around noon.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because she's around the boys and she's not as busy. So, but there's definitely a minimum of 16 hours most of the time, 21 hours fasting. And in case you guys, before I answer the other part of that question, in case you guys didn't know, that the Daily Digestion is also a YouTube channel, and she's amazing. She does all kinds of health stuff, guys. I mean, if you need to know something about health, she's always doing something, teaching, learning. I've learned so much from her channel, so go check her channel out. Amazing lady. And to answer her question, I, on the other hand, think that I probably will eat OMAD the rest of my life. I could see maybe going to a 20 and 4 on special occasions. Like, let's say we had to do something where, I don't know. I just don't see a point in doing it, but it may change later. But I think a minimum of 20-hour fast a day I will do until they put me in the box. Most likely I'll be doing 23.
Is it okay to enjoy a beer this weekend? Do it in your window.
Funny, you say there's something about beer because I hopped on the fasting club to let them know that I was coming in here on Facebook. And I was giving them tips. And that's one of the things. This weekend is an eating weekend. So you guys make sure you plan ahead. If you know you're going to have people over and you know it's going to be in a 4-hour window, stay in that 4-hour window. Don't overdo it. Make sure you don't go back for thirds or fourths or that kind of thing. Just because everybody else is going back for a second plate doesn't mean you have to. Be smart, be strong. Don't let other people pressure you into eating this weekend. And get through it so that Monday or Tuesday when you wake up, you're not like, gosh, I got to go on a 4-day fast to make up for because I just went wild this weekend. It's okay to have a good time this weekend and not grossly overdo it, just barely overdo it, if that makes sense. But OMAD, intermittent fasting are very forgiving. So, I think you guys will all be right back on track. But I know when I come in Tuesday morning to work, I'm gonna be looking at everybody's channel. They're gonna be like, I'm going on a 4-day fast. I'm going on a week fast. I ate too much this weekend. I had family over. And it's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't eat too much this weekend.
Yeah, Debbie, I do like today because I didn't eat. I ate yesterday at 3:30 because that's just what time I had available to eat. And then I didn't eat today until after school again. So it was almost a 24-hour fast. And I do notice like sometimes in the morning, like I'll get little hunger pains, but I usually just drink water. And then it typically goes away, or I'll get up and do something and, then sort of forget about it. It's not like I don't feel starving, but there are little things here and there.
On the hunger pains thing, real quick, I felt like while into my OMAD journey that I would get them. But then I watched a video that talked about actually what it really is, and it's your digestive system. Actually, it's actually moving and adjusting. And so when you have nothing in your stomach, you can feel the muscles contract, but they always contract. So when you have food, you don't feel it because it's contracting the food, it's moving the food along. But when there is no food, it's just your stomach actually contracts. And once I learned that, they went away completely. I don't feel them anymore. I guess my mind has accepted that isn't me asking for food, that what that literally is my digestive system moving it along. If I can find that video that I watched, it might have been a Dr. Berg video. That really changed my perspective. So, and maybe I should do a video about it. but it's actually probably not even hunger pains. It's probably just your empty stomach still doing the things it needs to do to digest.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I don't
little
need to
stuff
eat.
into it.
Like, I don't eat. I just drink, so I know it's not like hunger pains. It's not like I'm starving.
Oh man, forever, but I still have some ice cream, man. Gotta love ice cream. Gotta love ice cream. Cookie dough ice cream. That's what the dreams are made out of, man.
Like that video.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look for that video. I won't link it today because I'm gonna get off here and get the kids rolling. But I will. This will get posted tonight, but I will link it tomorrow sometime. So if you come back tomorrow this time, I'll have the video linked on there. And then I'll try to do some more research and figure out exactly what it is and maybe do one of my own. But and actually, if she's still on, my daily digestion probably has the answer to that too. But I'm not sure if she's still here or not. So all right, guys, I've kept you guys for an hour. I don't need to keep you anymore. You guys are amazing. What did she say?
Without ice cream, there would be darkness in the world.
Yes. My mother-in-law is a big fan of ice cream. There's no doubt about it. I think we all are. I mean, who doesn't love ice cream, right?
There's always room for ice cream.
There's always room for ice cream. And don't forget, no, I'm not going to forget you, Dennis. I'm going to do research, but I told you, give me a week. It's going to take. I don't want to do a half terrible video that my opinion. I want to actually do research and find the answers you're looking for before I give it to you. And you're welcome, Debbie. It was amazing that you guys stayed with us. If you haven't done it, guys, hit like so that when this video goes off of here, YouTube says, wow, that's some good content, and they put it out there in front of more people. When I'm going to get that to 1 second, 961 subscribers, guys, so 39 more away. So if you haven't shared any of my videos, share it. I need to get to 1,000. I need to so bad. All right, what was your question?
Calories.
So I do not count calories, but I do know what about I eat. So it's not. I eat about 2,000. I have counted them before, but I kind of know when I overdo it and underdo it just from being around and dieting so many times in my life. But I don't think it's necessary as long as you're not overeating. If you're an overeater that can sit down and eat 5,000 calories in a sitting, then you probably should count. Otherwise, if you're doing OMAD, I don't think it's that big a deal. And then my Facebook, Chris Wyatt, and it's with an I, WIATT, and the fasting Fast Club is Facebook group that I'm active in, and then also Debbie Omad's Facebook group. So those are 3 places on Facebook you can reach me. Instagram's the same tag as it is here if you're not following me there. It's at Taking Out Fat. Yeah, she spelled it for me, my lovely wife. I'm Taking Out Fat with Cdub on Instagram too. And then I also have a Twitter, although I have a pathetic 41 followers, so I don't understand Twitter, but I'm trying. All right, has anybody got any more questions before we head off? We 2,000 to 23,000. Yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, thank you, Dennis. Thanks for hanging this whole time. I think you were here the entire live. I appreciate you, man. And I will have those answers for you. All right, guys. Well, if that's it, if that's all we got, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Let the wife say goodbye.
Bye.
Much love to all of you for staying with me today. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Pick out my favorite video, guys. Share it on your social media.
Your favorite video or their favorite?
Their favorite video of me. Share it on your social media and then tag me in it so I can send you a DM to thank you guys. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can start growing this channel and start making an impact. You guys are the best. It was an amazing time. Thank you, Debbie.
Peace.
She hits you with the peace. I'm gonna let it go on that. Thanks, guys. You got him with the peace.
That's